authority. Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, join me in warm welcome to Asanati Ntlabaganye, a true gem of SA rugby. Coming out of the change room, Emirates Lions are out in full force.
Yeah.
And you're leading the bulldozer.
Nobody wanna see us together. Nobody wanna see us together. Nobody, no. That's me, Rob. Thank you.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, not Luther Vandross, but hey, Asanati Ntlabaganye.
Rob, you know what? This is a ticking bomb, and it's soon gonna explode. And you know, when the bomb is about to explode, everybody has to disperse, run, and stay far from it. It's what's gonna happen with Royal AM. I foresee the league ending with 15 teams.
Marawa, it breaks my heart hearing and seeing what is happening near Royal AM. And I just want us to go back a bit. This is what we lost in Pietermaritzburg as a man that grew up in that province. We lost Pietermaritzburg United. We lost Pietermaritzburg City. Royal AM was imposed to the supporters or the football supporters of Maritzburg in that region, and that wasn't done correctly. Obviously, Maritzburg went on to even change their name to be what we call today Durban City. It's just been disappointing.
I've actually met with the president of Royal AM this morning. Our understanding now is that issue is in court. If the court finds otherwise, of course, we will cut ties with them.
Robert Marawa, live on 947. Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live. #MSW.
Welcome to it. It is a Friday today. It is Legends Night. Sparks in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Let's remind you again that tonight's show is probably brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947. Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. Top stories. Get the news before it's history in the morning.
All right, for all the tennis fans, let's quickly tell you and just update you with Aryna Sabalenka reaching the Australian Open final in Melbourne. She is now one win away from becoming the first woman since 1999 to win 3 consecutive Australian Open titles, recovering from a very slow start to beat the good friend of hers, that's Paula Badosa, 6-4 and 6-2. That was Thursday night to return back to the final.
Yeah, of course, I'm super happy to be in the finals, and it's going to be a great battle no matter whom I face. And about today's match, it was an incredible match. She played incredible tennis, and it's always tough facing your friend, but I'm super happy to see her playing on her best level. And I just told her, just stay there, and things are going your way, you're gonna get it. Well, after love to love 40. After that, I'd rate that I played really great tennis. I played incredible match, I think. I think when I broke her twice and I was 3-2 up, I felt like, okay, I'm back, and I felt my game much better, and I was like, okay, now it's time to step in. And after that, I think I felt like, okay, it's really too good. But you never know in tennis, so you're just trying to stay focused, and you're just trying to keep the level and keep the pressure on your opponent. And I saw that she was getting frustrated, so I was trying to put her under more pressure, but I think in that moment I kind of realized, okay, I just have to keep the pressure on her. That's crazy that I was able to put myself in the situation where I have chance to put my name next to the legends. I couldn't even dream about that, so it's going to mean a lot for me.
All right, massive tennis match coming up though against Madison Keys, who saved a match point before stunning the world number 2 Iga Swiatek to set up an Australian Open final against the 2-time defending champion Sabalenka. Now Keys, well, she claimed, guys, if you're watching this match, it was 5-7, 6-1 and 7-6. That was a victory, though, over the 5-time Grand Slam champion Swiatek to reach the second major final of her career.
Yeah, I think I'm still trying to come down and
figure out where I am. But really proud of myself for being able to stay in that. Obviously being up in the third and feeling like I was so close to the finish line and losing my serve, and then being able to just kind of stay as close as I could in that tiebreaker until the end. Just really proud of myself for that match. I would be lying if I said that there wasn't doubts. I think that felt like such a huge moment, and I felt like I was so close, and to be that close and to lose it was just so heartbreaking. And I felt like I'd really left it all out there, and that's really all you can ask. But at the end of the day, it's still such a tough one to have to go home on. So that one took a little while to kind of heal from and get past. And but I think at the same time, I just kept telling myself that if I just keep, putting in the work and doing my best and leaving it all out there, that's the only thing that I can do. And that's the only thing that I can control. And typically those are the things that good things tend to happen from that. So really just trying to, do what I can control, try to get out and compete and play as many matches as I could, and then try to just really run with the momentum. So, obviously 2 very different days from then and now.
Right, history beckoning as far as that Australian Open final is concerned. Quick look at football now. Manchester City have completed the signing of Egypt forwards Omar Mamouche from Eintracht Frankfurt in the Premier League club have also announced that breaking news. Now, the 25-year-old has signed a 4.5-year contract with the champions after moving in a deal understood to be worth £59.1 million. Try and convert that to rands, 1.3 billion rands, plus a potential further 4.2 million pounds, which is 96 million rand in add-ons. Mamouche City's third signing of the January transfer window, and somebody that has managed to score 37 goals in 67 games since joining Frankfurt in the summer of 2023.
First of all, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure being here. I'm really excited. I can't wait to get on the pitch, meet the teammates, and start my journey with the club. City is one of the biggest clubs in the world over the past 10 years. Of course, it's an honor that they showed the interest in me and that now I'm here. The last 2 years, my last 2 seasons were great, but it's just the beginning for me. I'm so happy to be here, and for me, City is one of the biggest clubs in the world, so it was not a question. Yeah, it's crazy, to be honest. The whole journey I made coming from Egypt to Germany, I always dreamt of being in a club like this, and after all the hard work, all the setbacks I had, it's a pleasure and it's an honor for me and my family to be representing Man City and to be here. It makes them happy, it makes me happy that my dreams are becoming reality. Of course, this was one of the big aspects also. Pep is a coach that develops players like you said, and I always find that each player always can become better. Always there are some percents where you can become better, and I want to learn from him, take all his knowledge, because he's one of the best coaches in history, I would say. So it's an honor that he showed interest in me and got me in this team, and I can't wait to prove my qualities on the pitch. Very, very excited. Erling is a machine, a goal machine. I'm very excited to see him, to play with him on the pitch, to learn from him also some things, and hopefully to assist him, like you said. Hopefully we will enjoy playing together. Yeah, of course. And since I was young, it was my dream to play in the Premier League. I find that the league is very intense and it fits the style of play that I have. And I'm just really, really happy to be here in this league. As you said, it's just another test for me, and it's just the beginning. Now my journey starts with City, and hopefully we'll win a lot of trophies, and have really, really nice seasons.
Previously on Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Please, ladies and gentlemen, join me in warm welcome to Asanati Ntlabaganye, a true gem of SA rugby.
Usain Bolt yabona wena bengile tabona utatsheza suka makhiro la hlobo man. Umunir Hatzenberg akazi noba mngalephi. Ubamba phi ba? Kaloku Hatzenberg ufana umbeka phaya hamba uthi khona le mntanawo.
You're gonna love his Xhosa commentary.
Yeah, actually, funny enough, I didn't know I got the name to Jazz until like last year, and then people started commenting on my socials that Jazz. I'm thinking,
Who they talking to?
Who they talking to? Until I actually listened to the closer commentary. So
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW. Friday nights, always.
This is how we do it.
About our beloved legends. Pull up your chair. Let's chat legendary stuff. Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Continue doing what you started, Robert Madluputo Marawa, of hosting football greats, football legends on your show. Tonight is no exception. You are hosting undoubtedly one of the best goalkeepers in the world, not only in South Africa or on the African continent, but across the globe. We are hosting Patson Banda. That name alone gives people shivers on their spine. It's not just an ordinary name. Patson Banda. He's an Orlando Pirates football legend. And more importantly, he is the South African legend, a member in good standing of the South African Masters and Legends Football Association. That man, Marawa, you are hosting tonight, that legend you are hosting tonight, represented this country during the dark days of apartheid. And he stood out as one of the best goalkeepers this country has ever produced. He has been recently appointed with another great goalkeeper, not only in South Africa or on the continent, Joseph Banks Sitlodi, to lead the South African Masters and Legends Football Association think tank. Ntate Sitlodi is the chairman of the Samlafa think tank. The legend you are hosting tonight, Marawa, is the vice chairman of the Samlafa think tank. These great legends, they have a responsibility, the leaders of the think tank, to assist in finding across the country every former professional football player. But not only that, their mandate is to make sure that every former professional football player in this country becomes a member of Samlafa in good standing. I'm extremely excited that you are hosting him. It's about time that legends like him are celebrated and given their flowers while still alive. Keep up the good work, my brother. We are all looking and acknowledging and celebrating the work that you are doing. Thank you.
Buddha Matata, thank you so much. Wow. I was not able to, in my own voice, to try and describe the individual that is sitting right in front of me. I couldn't, because I would not be able to master the words, the correct words to introduce him. So that is why I decided that today, you won't hear it from me, but you hear it from a fellow legend. You hear it from somebody who's walked the walk with Sparks Banda, somebody who is now in a position to actually talk about him, talked to him, and actually guide us in a direction that we find unity within and amongst the masters and the legends. We'll talk about that later on, though. But, what a leader, man. Well-spoken, well-articulated. I could not have put it any better. Matata, thank you so much, Baba. Really appreciate you as a human being and what you do for the beautiful game of football. But just to add my 2 cents, my guest tonight is a man whose name is synonymous with goalkeeping brilliance and footballing charisma right here in South Africa. He's not just any goalkeeper. He is a living legend of the beautiful game, particularly for his extraordinary contributions to Orlando Pirates. I guess you and I have known him for his natural flair, a larger-than-life personality, incredible saves that left pretty much many, many fans, thousands, maybe millions, in awe. His football journey is nothing short of inspirational. From joining Orlando Pirates back in 1971 after coming from Orlando Highlanders to becoming a key player in the team's success. That was back in the old NPSL during the 1970s. Now his career has been nothing less than stellar. I mean, he was a multiple-time candidate for the Football of the Year, a testament to his remarkable skills and dedication on the field. But, his influence extends way beyond the pitch. You kind of look at his fiery spirit, the cheeky antics. I mean, they won over the hearts of many, many fans, even as he sometimes clashed with plenty of referees. I mean, he's got this intimidating look. He's trying to intimidate me as we speak. Administrators, anybody. But nonetheless, though, I mean, his passion for the game and unforgettable presence between the sticks have made him a beloved figure in South African football. Sure. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let's welcome the one and only Patson Kamuzu Sparks Banda. I think that's a standing ovation. I even said when he walked in that, no, we haven't had the caliber that is right here. So anyone that's watching on the YouTube channel, please do the same. Let me sit down. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you, Rob, for having me here.
As I said, when you walked in, you looked like you're off to the Olympic Games. You don't age. You look younger and younger. What's going on?
I really don't know, Rob. I think it's the work that I did while I was still young.
Yeah.
The effort behind my training that has kept me going until today.
What were you doing that was extraordinary?
I think the type of drills that I selected, like push-ups, jackknife, those were my specialties. I would do 150 per day on the press-up, same as the jackknife. Those were my favorite exercises.
Every day?
Every day.
I mean, I was saying to my colleague here, Tato, off air, and I showed him a picture of you with your six-pack, and I said, you could have acted in the role that Henry Kele ended up acting as Shaka Zulu.
Well...
You smile because you see where I'm going with this.
But there's no resemblance,
No, you don't have to.
Is it?
No, you didn't have to.
Oh,
you just had to resemble whatever the filmmakers at the time thought resembled King Shaka.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think that you could have been...
Well, my body spoke volumes, yes. Based on my body structure, yes, I would agree with you.
But also the voice.
Is also.
Yeah, the voice.
Thank you.
No, I mean...
I didn't know that. Shaga's voice, I didn't know that.
You have Patson's voice that a lot of people would have said,
yes,
he's commanding.
Okay.
When he says, bom, 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 then we have to all look around and say, hey.
Oh, yes.
Hey, don't you think so?
Well, I won't agree more, but I mean, what people are saying about you, you can't dispute that.
I'm telling you.
Yes. No, thank you, Rob.
I try not to lie.
Thank you for the compliment.
How old are you now?
72.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. #MSW.
Dear Journal, trying to be an adult day 3451. Had no idea what to say in a meeting, so I chimed in that we need to find a balance and pick the low-hanging fruit. The CEO nodded. I think an agreement. Middle management, here I come.
Hating the corporate 9 to 5? Get covered at pineapple.co.za. It's easy and like 19 Rand a day, so it's 100% the insurance for you. Underwritten by Old Mutual Alternative Risk Transfer Insurer Limited, a licensed non-life insurer and authorized FSP. Premiums are risk profile dependent.
At Pick n Pay hypermarkets for one day only. 25 Jan 2025, get more than 25 great deals. Like Kitten Soft 2-ply mini 9s, get 3 for only 125 Rand. Huggies Dry Comfort Nappies Value Pack for only 125 Rand per pack. And 15 kilogram HTH Granular Plus Chlorine Mineral Soft for only 599 Rand 99. Only at Pick n Pay hypermarkets. Valid 25 January 2025. T's and C's apply.
Start strong with Milo, and you could give your child's school a chance to win big. Stand a chance to win a share of 300,000 Rand towards sports equipment for your child's school and weekly cash prizes. To enter, just buy any Milo powder or ready-to-drink 6-pack and WhatsApp your till slip to 073 061 2613. Competition ends 31 March 2025. Hashtag must be Milo. T's and C's apply.
Meet the new Samsung Galaxy S25 series, the go-to phone for a go-to person. Need to find a pet-friendly Italian restaurant with outdoor seating and add it to your calendar? Just ask your true AI companion. With one voice command, it will be done. Pre-order the new Galaxy S25 series and add on a Galaxy Watch 7 from 49 Rand per month. Trade in and get up to 10,000 Rand back. Limited offer, valid until 13 Feb 2025. Galaxy AI, your true AI companion. T's and C's apply.
Life-changing wins can happen when you play on the National Lottery. Just like the Lucky Powerball Plus winner who won over 33 million Rand on Tuesday. Play Powerball for an estimated 100 million Rand jackpot this Friday and you could be next. Buy your tickets now in store on nationallottery.co.za, the mobile app, cell phone banking, or simply dial *120 *7529 hash for USSD. Panda, Pusha, play. Players must be 18 years old or play responsibly. E2 is the proud operator of the National Lottery.
14 grueling days, 7,700 kilometers of desert, 40 degrees scorching heat, 26,000 high-impact gear shifts. 400 drivers may start, but only one will reign victorious. Back Toyota Gazoo Racing South Africa as they take on Dakar 2025 in Saudi Arabia from the 3rd to the 17th of January on Supersport. It's not a bakkie, it's a Hilux.
Robert Marawa, celebrating sporting legends while they're still alive.
Patson comes as Banda.
I could be utilized in any position. I will only play goalkeeping when the opponents are very tough. When we are playing other teams, they will play me at the right back, number 9.
You scored goals?
Believe me or not, unbelievable goals.
Who was the person that influenced you to become a goalkeeper?
He'll always call me as number 1. When I say I feel like playing number 9, I say no, bro. I chose you for that position. There's a reason. Mm-hmm. After game, you'll come back to me, ask me, if you didn't play as a goalkeeper, do you think you could have been a star of the game?
So you couldn't have just accepted things.
If you believe in what you say.
Join us next Friday for another Sporting Legend. Sporting Legend. Friday nights, always.
This is how we do it.
About our beloved legends. Pull up your chair. Let's chat legendary stuff. Marawa Sports Worldwide.
Yeah, a very stubborn man, as he said himself. I'm going to start very awkwardly today. I don't know why, but I just believe I need to start awkwardly. You're one of the most recognizable players, very high-profile football players in the country back in those days. But because you guys were not very well paid as footballers, you had to double up. I think you worked at Dean's sports store and then you did other work. But one of the strangest things that I got to know about you is that you got very close to a very notorious group of individuals who were stealing cars. And you yourself decided this will earn me some good bucks. And you started stealing cars yourself.
Well, Rob, as you've mentioned it earlier, to say that we're not well paid.
Yeah.
One had to survive. And a way of surviving, at times you don't plan these things, what they call hunger or starvation controls one's mind. You're thinking about your family.
Right.
That comes first. Not you playing or being popular to being famous. What is most important is what you bring on a table. Now, where do you get what you have to bring on a table? That directs you. Mm-hmm. At that time, stealing cars was one of the best, I would say, sideline job one could do, depending on how elusive you become, because you have to be. You can't do it when everybody's looking at you.
So how did you do it, though? Because there was nobody in the country that did not know Sparks Banda.
Well, everything has got what we call art. There's art in playing football.
Yeah.
Criminals have got so art of stealing. You don't just steal for the sake of stealing. You do it systematically. Everything has a plan.
So what did you do? Where about
my plan? Well, I had a brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Was very close to me. And lucky enough, he was very light in color. I'm sorry to say, may his soul rest in peace.
Not a problem.
I used to call him Dr. Kaz. I bought him an overcoat, which was white, and a lot of ballpoint, a board. He pretended to be a doctor. Then we'll go to places where we know that if we go in, we need entrance first.
Yes.
In order to get what we want. You identify the car first, then you follow and spot it. Mm-hmm. Then he'll come in and do his thing as a doctor. Then I come in.
And what do you do when you come in?
I drive the getaway car. I'm the fastest driver you can get.
So this weekend, as Lewis Hamilton joins Ferrari, when you'd have beaten him?
Today? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
And you were never caught?
Never. But at one stage, Rob, I nearly got caught.
How?
Well, we had already stolen the cars. All the cars were in my yard. All was left was for us to, turn things around and make it our cars.
Yeah.
Because before you turn them around and reprint what is on, it's not your car yet. But after printing, then it becomes your car. But at that stage, we had the cars in the yard, but unfortunate part of it is that there was a raid around the corner.
Oh.
And they caught us right-handed with the cars.
In the yard?
In the yard. Well, I had to say, no, I know nothing about these cars, how they came in here. You can ask my brother-in-law. My brother-in-law pointed somebody else. Then I was safe. I was left out of that mess. My brother-in-law was taken. I had to run to Orlando police station, where the cars were taken to meet Fesser. If you can remember Fesser.
Victor...
Fesser, there was a captain by the name of Fesser who
yeah.
used to support Orlando Pirates. He used to stay behind the poles and lie down there. He liked me so much. So I had to go to him and report the matter to him to tell him exactly what has taken place. He had to release the cars for me because he was so much in love with me, and I would say. So he released the cars. We went back with the cars. And he told me, make sure they are prepared. Timelessly. That was life then.
This thing started even way back then, eh?
That was life then, Rob.
Yeah. I mean, I start with that, not as a way of promoting criminality or anything.
Yes.
It's a way of saying that maybe not much has changed between your days and today's players, who you find some clubs, they still pay players 5,000 Rand in today's economy, which is completely different to what you guys were earning back in those days. That what is it that you double up with? And then people see you on the front page of almost every magazine, every newspaper. You're a hero, you're a superstar. And when people see you on television, they associate TV with having lots of money. Now, if you have to resort to those means, but the people that own the clubs are driving big German cars, they're wearing the Italian shoes, because they used to go and shop there. Downtown.
West Street.
No, what's a small street? Carlton Center.
Carlton Center, yeah.
Yeah. That's where they used to find those Italian shops.
Okay.
Yeah. So for you, what does that mean when things are probably no different now as they were in your days?
Yeah, in fact, what I would say, administrators, those people are shrewd. Let's agree. I mean, let's agree not to agree.
That's fine.
They don't have the love of those players. They focus on what they make for themselves and their club.
Yes.
Some of the players, if you can see it today, a player doesn't last 2 seasons. He's out because he runs out of favor, not because he can't perform anymore.
Yes.
But he demands. He wants what he's worth. They don't want to give him what he's worth. Same applied during our time. I could have left football early, at an early stage, but I loved the game. Even though I wasn't getting paid what other players were getting paid, but I stayed in there. I had a reason. I loved the game. I wanted to see other players doing better.
I know the economies are completely different, but in those days, what was your salary?
You won't call that a salary because today you get 10 rands, tomorrow they give you 50 rands. You know exactly what we are earning.
So you would get a surprise when you get the envelope?
If you get 100 rands, it's a big surprise.
month.
You call it a bonus.
A month.
A month.
Yeah.
By then. I remember when we were traveling from Johannesburg to Durban, your pocket money would be 10 rands. What are you going to buy with 10 rands?
Well, you bought a lot. Back in those days, crunchy peanuts.
Yes.
You know,
Is that food?
No, it's
What do you call
it's
that?
pre-match meal.
Pre-match.
Good evening, Robert Marawa. Good evening, Dr. Patson Kamuzi Banda. I don't know if Robert knows that you are a doctor. I'd like to share a few things with you, Patson. In your playing days, my man, and after playing days. Those days we used to think, hey, Banda wakhuluma. Banda doesn't talk because you used to come and get the ball or hit the head if it's a cross. But it was my pleasure meeting you personally because I used to support you while you were still playing for Orlando Pirates. I remember the first game I watched Pirates playing. I remember the team that you were playing with. Jomoson was in your team. Oscar Dlamini in your team. Brains in Khun. City Late. He was in your team. Jerry Sadiq. Phil Stutzen. Shakes Mashava. Hey, we had good players. The Taikam Daung. I remember a few. And there was a striker. I can't remember if it was Trinity Banda in your team. Those days, Patson, I think you were 5 quality top goalkeepers, but you were number 1. It was you, Banks Sehloti, Welcome Jama, Cyprian Maiman. The other one was playing for Rokwa Swallows Big 15. But all in all, Dr. Banda, it was nice watching you while you were still playing. You have manners, you have respect. You don't say because you're a legend from Pirates, then you disrespect other players who played for smaller teams. All I can say, Patson, I know you know my free kicks. I know you know my banana kicks. You're always refusing if I say I caught you once. So it's okay. I'm not going to argue with you. But keep it up, my brother. Thank you, Banda. Thank you, Robert.
No, I was about to say I can hear the voice.
Who's that?
Professor
Ngubane.
I can hear the voice. I can't forget the voice.
And you can't forget the goal. He says he beat you once.
Yeah, no, it did beat me once. Hey, he's celebrating. Even today, he's still celebrating.
Well,
as you can see, he's proud of saying he scored one of the greatest goalkeepers. He's very proud of that. And I'm proud to be scored by him too.
Because you were the greatest and he was
he was also the greatest.
He was the professor?
Yes.
And you are a doctor now.
Thank you. He's also a doctor, by the way.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, we are honored on the very same day.
Tell us about that day.
It was in Durban.
Yeah.
Mlazi. There's that university, I just forgot the name.
Yeah.
Yes, we're together with him.
Ukhohlwa university kunikeza ama-doctorate.
Manje ziningi izinto kule khanda elincane mfethu. Yes, Rob, you said earlier on they don't allow Zulu in this studio.
I never said that.
Yeah, you said that, and now you forget. You forced me to speak Zulu.
No, we speak
and
Zulu
don't forget,
every day.
I'm not a Zulu. I'm a Tonga by nature.
No, you're not.
Oh, by the way.
You're Malawian.
Yes. That's it.
Your parents are Malawian.
Yes, not me.
Yes.
Yes, I'm a Zulu.
Yes.
Okay.
From
Matuba.
Matuba,
yes.
Mzulu Paka.
Yebo.
Am I
Noma
correct?
ngasingelanga ibesiZulu.
Yes.
Kodwa ngilo.
But the beautiful thing
Yes.
is that you grew up in such what people call rural, but there was all sorts of apartheid things that were going on at the time.
Yes.
And that is why your mom and dad at the time migrated from Malawi to come to Mzansi.
Yes.
But then you were born here.
Yes.
So we claim you as one of our own.
Yes.
That is why you were able to play for the Black SA.
Yes.
When we beat big names from overseas, about Argentina and so on.
Yes.
So all I'm saying, Sparks, is that we congratulate you. We congratulate Prof. You don't get these honors for sitting at home and folding your arms.
No.
You get them for having
contributed.
More than, this is not a contribution.
Mm.
I don't think you realize how great you are.
Sometimes I don't really. You know, you're right. Because I always take myself very simple. I don't want to be, put, because of that very same question you raised earlier on, that when you walk on the street, people are looking at you thinking that you've got so much money because of your name. That is why I like simplicity more than anything.
Because your dad was also a very simple man. He was what we call a barman.
Yes.
At a hotel.
Yes.
And he was obviously very proud of you as a son.
Yes.
And he allowed you to fulfill your dreams and ambitions from a very young age.
Yes.
There's I need to take a break, but there's a K word of a very dramatic scenario that happened to you in moving across to the club that made you, and you made it very, very famous. Right?
Right.
There's a K word. And that's something that happened to you. What is that K word? What happened to you?
Kamuzu.
No, what happened to you? How did you get to Orlando Pirates?
Hey, getting into Orlando Pirates, well, they saw me playing against them first.
Yes.
But they couldn't know exactly where I came from,
Yeah.
And my principal told them that he's my student at Naledi High.
Yes.
He told Orlando Pirates. After we'd beaten Orlando Pirates twice, on a Thursday and again on a Saturday. Then they said, nah, this man is not a South African. They got me from the mine. Orlando Highlanders went to the mine and got a guy from Malawi to come and represent them there.
Oh.
But only to find that at a later stage, you'll find out that I am actually a South African.
Yes.
And I'm a student at Naledi High. Then they used my principal to actually talk to me about the whole thing of me joining them.
And he had never even watched you play.
He has never watched me play. He only heard from the teachers and the caretaker. There was a caretaker who was actually looking after our team at school, telling him about me.
Were you kidnapped?
Yes, I was kidnapped.
Hashtag MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. Hashtag MSW.
Drop into 2025 with a bang with Hollywood Bets and Pragmatic Play. Stand a chance to win a share of 5 million rand in cash, tech, and vouchers when you bet on selected slots and crash games on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays this January. Don't miss out. Bet now. T's and C's apply.
Hollywood Sportsbook is a licensed betting operator. Hollywood Bet supports responsible gambling. No persons under the age of 18 years are permitted to gamble. Winners know when to stop. South African Responsible Gambling Foundation toll-free counselling line 0800 006 008 or WhatsApp help to 076 675 0710.
That's the sound of a small electric SUV with big performance. A quiet ride, but a loud statement that takes you from 0 to 100 in 3.6 seconds. And a battery that charges faster than your phone. Understated on the outside, with 428 horses on the inside. You've seen it. You've heard about it. It's time to drive the Volvo EX30 from only 791,900. Book a test drive today. T's and C's apply.
Simplify your 2025 at Checkers and save with over 1,500 deals every week. Like Coca-Cola Original Taste Less Sugar Cold Drink 2 litre, 2 for 47 Rand. Typec A4 photocopy paper 80 GSM, 500 sheets for 69.99. And Lancewood Cheddar or Gouda cheese, 900 grams for 129.99. Valid until Sunday at Checkers, Checkers Hyper or shop on 6060.
V-up your new year with back-to-school value deals. Get a 250 Rand free in-store accessory spend on the Oppo Reno 12 FS smartphone for only 549 Rand per month over 36 months on a 1.3 gig Redcore plan. Plus, get an Oppo Watch R and Bud JA17 TWS valued at 1,999 Rand for free. Now that's value with V-up. T's and C's apply. Further together, Vodacom.
Listen up. How would you like to drive your way to campus in style or get your tuition fees covered? It's easy. Get and use your ABSA student account and credit card with 0 monthly fees and stand a chance to win a Renault Kiger or 50,000 Rand towards your tuition. Live yours and enjoy the best of student life. Your story matters. ABSA. ABSA is an authorized FSP and a registered credit provider. T's and C's apply.
Bona, KFC is dropping everything from beat drops to mic drops. We're dropping something hot with 3 of SA's biggest hip-hop stars, and it's dropping soon. But since nothing's doper than a Streetwise drop, you can get the Streetwise feast now. Enjoy 5 pieces of original recipe chicken, large chips, and 2 mini loaves, plus 2 free small no-sugar drinks for only 99.90. KFC, it's finger-licking good. Delivery fees are not included. While stocks last, T's and C's apply. Visit kfc.co.za.
Marawa Sport Worldwide.
Patson comes with Bugs Banda. If Pirates are suspending you and there's a big cup game,
yes,
what is the problem?
They didn't know that the draw was going to throw them against Kaizer Chiefs. The players decided, no, we cannot go and play Kaizer Chiefs without that man. They must say to the management, asiboni kahle thina le ndaba lesaspending ngoba it indefinite. Ilifteni because it's indefinite. It can be lifted at any time.
So you won that battle. You played.
I played.
But they had to
come down. Ukuthi hawu baba manje say bakubiza konke lena nalamagama amazanga bakubiza uzobizwa ngawo ngalelo langa. So yancengwa ke. Ngibe sengiyathamba ke nami ngifane nentombi.
Awu bantu.
Mfethu ngibhale phansi ngonyaka.
Udwebe.
Mfethu.
I will meet you at the river. I will meet you at the river.
MSW.
Oh, you gotta love this band.
Kamuzu Banda. Legends of legends. We are chasing straight. Ufeser.
Jericho.
Hi Rob, this is Tom Yat from Edenville. Greetings to you and greetings to all MSW shareholders. Greetings to President Kamuzu Banda Patson. Rob, some of us were unfortunate not to watch him, but when I heard that you are having him, I just checked on my YouTube, black and white colors, man. He was a great goalie, and those are the ancestors of the game, Rob. My only question to him is, what advice can he give to the likes of Danny Jordan so that we can have yesterday memories of football? I know there's something which these guys can plow back into the South African football. And my second question to him is, looking at Orlando Pirates now and over the past years, what difference does he see the goalkeeping industry in the goalkeeping department of Orlando Pirates? Does he think Orlando Pirates have got depth, not taking away anything from Wachayan and Abu Teles? Does he think Orlando Pirates have the depth to go all the way in both competitions, the league and the Champions League? Thanks, Rob.
Good evening, Rob, and good evening to the legend, Patson Kamuzu Banda. Never got to see him play, but his name always popped up when some of us were making inquiries about the players that were dominant in the yesteryears, particularly in the goalkeeping department. I believe he played with the likes of Esther Khomani, Big Boy Khulwane, Big J, Jomosono, Andy Karajinski, Phil Jones-Tsedi, Mos Mukari, Julius Sono, and many more other players who were in that Pirate squad. And I just want to find out from the legend, what are your views about selling of statuses, considering that you played in the 1980 May final against Swallows, and Swallows is no more today. And I believe it was one of the most exceptional games that you have played. From those that who told me about your journey, I just want to hear your views around that.
Nabokho, thank you so much indeed. Hey, let's fire into those questions. What are your thoughts about selling of statuses? Once upon a time, there was a gentleman called Percy Chipa Moloi, right?
Yes.
You remember him?
Yes.
He sorted you out. One of the best players in this country.
Yeah.
And he was playing for Swallows at the time.
Yeah.
Bottom line is that Swallows are no more. What is your view about the selling of statuses?
I think who sold the status of Swallows to the people who are actually running it today made a big mistake, killing a team of that stature, because one of the things about that team, it has a big support. And it's an oldest team. Teams like that are not supposed to disappear or perish in this country. It has happened to Pimville United Brothers, now Moroka Swallows. I don't know what they had in their minds when they allowed Swallows status to be sold. I think it's a very, very wrong thing they did, because people are starving today. They've robbed so many people, the team that they loved. I don't have much words to say, but what the bottom line is that it's a big mistake they've made.
Back then, people deserted teams. There were people that deserted Orlando Pirates and they went to form Kaizer Chiefs. The man that sits and went to the Supreme Court is a judge in the Supreme Court. He now heads up the late Senzo Meyiwa trial. Judge Rata Mokotleng. He played for Orlando Pirates. He's one of the founding members of Kaizer Chiefs. So people see him on TV, they don't know that background. That before he went, obviously studied law at the time and then became a judge in the Supreme Court. Is that he's one of the founder members then. What did you make of people like himself, as well as guys like Abo Zero Johnson that moved from Pirates and then went across to go and form Kaizer Chiefs?
Yeah, dissatisfaction. Like I said, the administrators, they don't handle players well at times. They force players to immigrate, to leave the teams because of the way they are being treated. And you find that they divide players as well. There are players that are treated better than the others. Now, there are players, we differ mentally and even the way we think. Our thinking capacity is not the same. Some will say, I'm happy with whatever is happening in front of me. But some will say, I can't tolerate this, I can't stand for this. And then you have people like Iwat Nene who will come in and encourage players of Rata Mokotleng, Msomi Cause. I still remember that team, those that went with Rata Mokotleng to Kaizer Chiefs. Though I was a youngster, there's a Zero Johnson, who all went and joined Kaizer, Tiki Koza, and Mainline Koza. They all went because they were dissatisfied about the handling of affairs in Orlando Pirates then. Remember, there was Mike Tseka, who was actually running Orlando Pirates by then. And there was Jimmy Sojane also there.
There's also lots of politics.
Even
then, I don't even want to talk about that because today we're celebrating you. We're not going to talk about this. Like you said, some moments you were kidnapped, you were taken through a very torturous scenario there, which I'm sure would have changed your life in many, many ways. But there are also other greats, though, who just want to pay tribute to you.
First of all, compliments to you, Robert, and Praspax, Praspax. The message engayisho kuyo Praspax ukuthi uyidlalile iphathi yakhe kwi-South African football. Masakhula intwana sidlala ama-challenge omunye uyavimba uzotshela ukuthi yena ukamuzu Banda. So Dasparks, mina futhi I was so fortunate ukuthi ngidlalile nawe Dasparks, and you were always encouraging me ukuthi I must be at best level. So whatever thing ayenzeka in your life, uNkulunkulu asigcinele wena, ungene futhi ensimini, ngivusa abanye abo-Sparks mina ngikwazi ngo-Sparks okay uma ngikhula bengibukela bathi uGamuza uBanda ngadlala nawe sithi uSparks uSparkology so bhuti omdala hayi mfethu akuningi amagama anginawo kodwa indlela oyidlalele ngayo ibhola la eMzansi inkulu kakhulu even if abantu bangakurecognize lokho but uNkulunkulu yena uyazi ukuthi uyidlalela iphathi yakho mfethu ungagcini lapho asibuyele basinike ichance nawe bakunike ichance fundisa abo-goalkeeper sabo-goalkeeper manje sekumele cross imifula sicross amabhode sobafuna le ngaphandle elokishini bascars kukwenza ubhuti omkhulu kwenze wazi ukuthi uNkulunkulu usesayidini lakho ngiyabonga u-Andries Mpondo lo khulumayo
Chakas. Chaka. Yeah. And that's a beautiful thing, though. I mean, he says so many nice things, but I'm celebrating the fact that players like you, Patson Kamuzu, Sparks Banda, Andries Chaka Mpondo, we were talking right now about Judge Rata now. I mean, he also had a beautiful nickname. His nickname was Jimmy Greaves. Yeah. You know, so it went according to the time and the place and the moment. And I'm sure now we're back in those days, you had hair like Percy Sledge.
Yes, I was once a hippie. They used to call them hippies, so those with big hair, afro. I had a Pam, a very big one, though, and I was wearing a bell bottom, very tight, and I was wearing a shoe with a heel, But it never lasted, Rob, I said to myself, nah, this is not my style,
She's Mategi. Why do you sound like Messi Pagan?
Patson Kamuzu Banda. Nice to hear your voice, my brother. I'm sure all the listeners there are happy to hear your voice. Wakuluma lo uchan malombo lechaba. Robert, that man we played together during our era, 80s, 70s and 80s. What a goalkeeper. Marapi, one of the best goalkeepers South Africa ever produced. It's just unfortunate during our time. Longana matlaps lam lenganan ngoba lesanda was born with Sanzagama goalkeeper ngempela. Hey, but what a goalkeeper. Hey, person, what was the best goalkeeper, but what had happened, I still remember Mjomana Senior story. Bestala nabo ngathi bestala Ellis Park. First up, sibafikele sikore 3 mabafika dressing room le story bengisitshela uJomo bafika dressing room uJomo Thapha Sparks Marine Weslisa namhlanje yini nga namhlanje uPesenathi mina ngiboni kahle athi manje senzeni ari ngifuna ama carrots and can you imagine umuntu ufuna ama carrots half time direct Ellis Park but all in all what a goalkeeper. It's nice to hear your voice and it's so nice. I saw you the other day when you buried Jackie Masike. I think that we love you, and then we wish you the best of luck in your life. Thank you very much.
Big Jan Malambo Lichaba. Wow. You can't get greater legends than those. You wanted carrots because you claimed you couldn't see.
No, abona lo usindele nje uthukude nami. Abona for lento yakhe le. He's not saying for the first time, He was telling me when we were at
the funeral.
No, not this one of Jackie, of Masterpieces Moripe in Pretoria. He said the same thing. He said Jomo told him that story.
Is it not true, though?
No, how can I ask for carrots during the playing times? If you listen to Jomo, guys, listen to Jomo and believe whatever he says. It will be up to you, I won't be part of that.
Bruce Rabokhadi, I see you, Baba. Thank you so much indeed. He was just saying thank you very much for hosting that man. That's a real legend. It says you're doing the correct thing. Bruce, another great football player here in South Africa. But we got so many guys, even on social media, what they call X, which is Twitter now. This is Mkolis. He says, Rob, it's unfortunate I didn't watch Banda. All I hear is that he was a great goal minder. I once bumped into him, Emerian Hill, Kwandenges. A lot of people, claiming that, they've seen and shaken your hand and you've coached them and all sorts of things. I'm also on the YouTube channel. It says, he's got such a beautiful smile, perfect set of teeth. How does Dr. Banda keep himself together? He's such a legend, and I loved watching him, even though I hated him as a Kosi fan. CL Media says, 72 years. That's not possible. He looks 55. Okay, someone was asking about your background. We've dealt with that more voice notes.
Good evening, Marawa and the Specs Kamuzu Banda. I was still very young, but I could figure out what was happening in the field of play. Him and Jomason at Orlando Stadium. I recognize those two as the people behind Orlando Pirates. To me, they were Orlando Pirates. I'll still remember Stuart Lilly, Kamuzu Banda, the principal Chipa Chauke, Phil Jones Sitsedi. To me, those were the Orlando Pirates. Andy Lane Breakendowns.
Andile, thank you so much indeed. You know, when a man who's so confident who comes to a team like Orlando Pirates, he is so confident, guys. You know, when somebody is so confident that he tells the then goalkeeper, who was the number one, Simon Mateboda, says to Simon, and I quote, he says, "Now that I'm here, I'm going to take the jersey and your job will be to look after my bag." End quote. You remember those words?
You're correct. Quite correct. I remember.
So-
I was still a youngster, and I think that was my first day.
Yeah.
Peter Mugomezulu was the manager then. He was trying to introduce us. Masterpieces was there also as a trialist, which they didn't take him in as a player because of the very same thing of saying, being a youngster, if you're not confident, like you say, Rob. Yeah. Now, with me, it was different. I had that confidence. I knew why I was there, and I knew who I am. And from where I come from, they say I'm arrogant. I wasn't arrogant. It was my personality. It is me.
And you must always be arrogant. Don't be apologetic about it.
No.
You earned it.
Yes.
Yeah. You've got a book out.
Yes.
You're taking it into review.
Yeah.
When is the next copies or the next batch of copies going to be coming out? The book is titled Sparks of Fire. So I'm going to hold it up here for anyone watching the YouTube channel. That is it, Sparks of Fire. Talk about holding up. Please hold up both your hands. Because don't object.
You, I think I'll have to charge you, Rob. Every time.
Don't worry. I didn't say
every
that.
Every time you make me hold up my hands.
That was Yan
wrong.
Malombo. Your hands are perfect. Look at that. We're going to zoom into the YouTube channel. Keep them up. Your hands are perfect. That is the work, ladies and gentlemen, of being a goalkeeper at a time and an era when there were no gloves that were worn. So you can see the pinky finger there on the other side is facing in a northwesterly direction. The middle finger is facing in a heavenly direction. The one on his right-hand side, there's a little poko there. I think that's permanent damage. I think they're all permanently damaged. But you've permanently damaged us because you are so great.
Thank you.
We will never recover from your greatness. We will talk about the next chapter of Legends and Masters in our next conversation with the other legends and masters. Ladies and gentlemen, I salute and I thank you, Patson Kamuzu Banda. Thank you so much, Baba, for giving us more than entertainment, but memories.
Thank you, Rob.
I appreciate you. Tune in again tomorrow, the next day, and the next day for Marawa Sports Worldwide. In fact, catch us on Monday. It is proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. #MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. #MSW. Turn it up. This